So, all right, we are here. Namaste, Assalamu alaikum, Mamoon Bhai, कैसे हो आप?
नमस्ते सर। वालेकुम अस्सलाम। आई एम फाइन
Namaste,
सर।
namaste.
मैं बढ़िया।
Very nice, excellent. I believe cases in Delhi are going up. I hope you're
यस
safe
सर।
because you also do work in AIMS and all. So
यस सर।
take care of your safety. So Mamun
थैंक यू सर।
ji, we are very happy to have you on the youth experience conversation, which happens every Wednesday with young global fellows, Rex Karmavir global youth fellows like you, and we are very happy to have you on this session. It's
थैंक
a
यू
very
फॉर द
casual,
अपॉर्चुनिटी
cool,
सर।
very cool, casual conversation where you would be having a chat with our co-founder and host, Mr. Nishant Sharma, and for the first 45 minutes or so, and then towards the end, I will join you to provoke some thoughts and generate some insights. Over to you, Mr.
श्योर सर।
Nishant Sharma. All the best, Mamun. Thank you.
थैंक यू सर। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you so much, Jai sir, for that introduction. And namaste once again. Assalamu alaikum. Very good
नमस्ते सर।
evening to
थैंक
you,
यू।
Mamoon Rashid, and to all the viewers and everyone who's watching us. And welcome to the candid conversations of youth experience that we have every Wednesday. So, for those of you who don't know Mamoon Rashid, let me just give a small, short introduction. So Mamoon Rashid is the founder of Shuddhikaran and is a final year intern at AIMS, New Delhi. Apart from that, he is a CDA from USA, accredited international certified career coach, and a comprehensive health and nutrition counselor. He's also the Delhi coordinator for National Education Drive. And I think a lot more. He's our youth fellow and he's one of our mentors and residents for our MILS program. And we have lots more in store. So, Mamoon, did I say it right? Yeah, fir, I've left something. Anything you want to add to your introduction?
That is all. Currently, I am working with National Health Mission also as a part of the COVID control room of Ernakulam.
Okay. Fantastic. So I generally start from because we know what you're doing currently, and of course we'll get to know a little bit more towards the end. We'll also discuss what your future goals are, but we start from childhood, right? So Mamun, what was your earliest memory of childhood, if you can share with us?
The best and the earliest memory of my childhood was that I I was brought up in a colony in West Bengal. Uh, it the place is called Islampur. It is near Siliguri.
Okay.
So it was a colony which was very diverse. Like people from all the backgrounds were there. So I got to learn a lot of languages. There were people from Darjeeling who used to speak Nepali. There were people who were obviously Bengal. So people speak Bengali speaking people were there. There were Urdu speaking people. There were so many other people from all the backgrounds because it was a my father was a government serviceman, so that's why it was a colony of those servicemen. So there were people from very diverse background from all the parts of India. So that was the earliest memory. I used to enjoy a lot of kind of food from various parts of the country. I used to enjoy various kinds of festivals. There used to be, Durga Puja is very famous in West Bengal, and there used to be Saraswati Puja, Lakshmi Puja, Eid, Muharram. So there used to be so many things. We used to enjoy momos a lot. So that was the best and earliest memory.
Right. And how was Mamoon like in school in terms of your education, in terms of your academics, grades wise, favorite subjects, any subjects that you did not like?
Uh, in the earlier time, it was like in the early days, I was not interested in these subjects like geography and history, where I had to mug up a lot,
Mhm.
and I was more interested in subjects like science and maths, where I could use logic. And but later on, I developed more interest in social studies as well, because now I could relate things that were going around me. And my school education was I always studied in a government school. It was so I started from, if I say about high school, then it was the Islampur Boys High School. So the high schools were uh, just we used to go for fun, because rarely teachers used to come there, and if any teacher by mistake come to the class, he used to sleep in the classroom. So this was the condition of our school. So all the main purpose of going to school was to have fun. But yes, I always wanted to go into a better school, because there was an ICSE school in my town, and that was a fantastic school, the Scholar. So students were awesome there, their uniforms, their uh, they used to speak in English at that time. So it was very fascinating for me. I always dreamed of going into such a school. But uh, like after the death of my father, in 2007, he expired in a road accident. Things become a bit difficult for me. Even continuing education was a very big challenge at that time, because my mother was an ICDS Anganwadi worker, and she had a salary of rupees 1000 at that time, and that with that money we could hardly arrange the meals, two time meals. And education was a big challenge at that moment. And so the government high school was the uh, only option left for me. But when I was in class 5, I got to know about Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya. So it was a dream school established by late Sri Rajiv Gandhi ji. And means Sri Rajiv Gandhi ji was a student of Dune school. So what he dreamed is that if there is any talented student in our country who deserves a school like Dune school, then there should be an opportunity, a fair opportunity for each and every child in this country, he or she may be from a village or a town or any part of the country. That child must get one single chance to go into a school like Dune school. So, and that was the vision behind Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya. So it was a fully government sponsored boarding school. So from class 6 to 12th, my entire if I got selected, I my entire education was supposed to be sponsored by government, and not only education but also my fooding, lodging, clothes, everything. So this and the only tough and the most tough thing about it was that you can appear only once, you cannot appear twice. So while I was in class 5, uh, I got to know about this opportunity. And I always dreamed of going into a school like that. So I tried my best. I took some tuitions from one of my neighbor. He was a bank employee, and uh, somebody told me that in bank exams they solve those mental ability reasoning questions, and I never had any experience of solving those questions. So he helped me so much. He guided me. I filled the form, and by God's grace, I got selected also. So, and I finally got the chance to go to my dream school. I always dreamed of going into such a school where there used to be proper uniforms, and the Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya the standard of education was of international level. So there used to be morning prayers, there used to be assembly. So I was living my dreams. But but it had everything that starts has to end somewhere. So after class 12th, again the condition was same. I had to crack some entrance exam. Otherwise my education had to stop, because my family could not afford or any private college. So I I just prepared for the medical exams. I was preparing for the medical exams, and by God grace, I got selected in All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi, in 2016, and thereafter I carried out my graduation, and I
Right,
just completed my graduation this year.
right, right. So, so I think that's a very inspiring journey because आपने पूरा ही बता दिया, right, from school and how was getting into from a government school where you saw that no, I mean it wasn't the proper kind of education, right, that you wanted
Yeah,
mostly for fun.
actually, there was no education in those schools.
Right,
Like teachers just used to come for taking the attendance, and then they used to either they used to leave the class or they used to sleep in the class. So and
right,
there I used to see those students who were going into that ICSC schools. A bus used to come to to pick up them from their home, and they had proper uniforms, very good shoes and tie, coat. All these things were very dream for us because we used to go to school on chappals, just a half pant, and we used to walk to our schools. That was a I mean, so whenever we used to see those students going in the bus to their school, so this was kind of a dream for us that maybe someday we can also go to such a school or college. So Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya was the only gateway, was the only fair chance, and the entrance used to be very tough because only 40 students were selected every year
from
in our
all over the
district.
country.
So it was a very tough entrance exam, and finally I got selected. So that
Lovely.
was the best part.
So, Mamoon, I wanted to know. So, growing up, that's a beautiful journey, by the way. From dreaming of being in that school to actually 40 people only make it in the entire country.
No, in the entire district, like
Okay, 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 great.
almost
And
only you can give this exam only when you are in class fifth.
once.
So
Hmm,
if you miss it once, you cannot repeat it. So all the class five students, they sit in the exams of a district, almost 2 to 3 lakh students they sit, and in our school there were only 40 seats. In the bigger schools there are 80 seats, but in our school there were only 40 seats.
okay. So, Mamoon, growing up, I understood a little bit about your school life, right? So, at what point, and of course, from I think from fifth standard, you went into the that particular school, right?
From sixth.
And from sixth, right? Fifth, you gave the
Mm,
exam.
yeah,
So, and from then onwards, from sixth to 12th, you had a good education. And
right.
I think you always had that hunger that you want to get good
Yes.
education, proper education finally. So, at what point did you decide that you want to do, medicine and become a doctor? What was that point?
Like it till class 10th I was just uh, I had a hunger for new information, new opportunities. Like I was more interested in the co-curricular activities than my core academics. So I was means most of the time I used to be in the library reading the other books other than my syllabus. So I always had that crave for new information, new opportunities, something new to learn, something new to do, and after all I got an opportunity that I could not miss. I knew that this opportunity is limited till class 12th only. After that I will not get this all these facilities for free, that also. So like my family never paid a single penny ever, and I knew that after class 12th I have to pay a very big amount if I go to study in some good college. So and I knew that it was not possible for my family to afford that. Like medicine, like the medical colleges were the only places where the fees is a negligible one. Like there is either no fees or a very negligible fees, but otherwise in IITs also there is a very huge fees, and in any other college there is a
Right.
considerable amount of fees. So I, like, you can tell it compulsion or the only option left for me where I could study uh, for free, or I could study in actually it was not free, but yeah, like this was the only option left for me. I had no any other option to go for my higher education because I could not pay.
Right. So that made it a little easy for you to choose what kind of career you want to pursue, right?
Right.
And what was your mother's reaction, or let's say, how was that? You know, once you understood, and which class did you understand that medical is something that you would have to do?
uh, After class 10th I
Oh,
started like
preparing? How was that
researching about
preparation?
what means researching about what all the career options are there, and I like biology more than maths. So uh, it was means gradually I got the idea that this is something that I have to do.
Fantastic. And getting into AIMS is also, it's very hard. And how did you prepare for that? And finally, when you made it, how did you feel coming into AIMS? How was that journey?
Yeah, like I
5 years, right?
prepared. I took coaching from Ellen, like uh, in that time, after 12th I took coaching from Allen Career Institute, and that was a different journey. Like there were so many challenges at that time. Like I could not like there was no option for me. Like either I had to crack the entrance exam and continue my higher education, or I had to stop my education, because like it was not possible any other way. So, and on the other hand, like my mom, she was also like, I was continuing my own struggle, and my mom was fighting an totally different my mom was fighting a totally different fight with like, this society is very much of a patriarchal society. So my mother, who was a widow, so for a widow, the life in our society becomes much more tough. So
Right.
she was continuing her job, and like my uncles were not happy with it. Like the so-called males of our society, uh, they don't consider women as a individual human being, but as a property of their own. So what they expected my mom to be that after the death of my father, she should wear a white sari and uh, get herself confined into a single room. But my mom didn't give up. She didn't bow down to their patriarchal concept. She fought. She uh, went against everyone's uh, went against everyone's whatever were the everyone's, what I can say, the normal the normal standard that the society had made, that what should be the life of a widow. So she went against all these things because she had to earn, so that we could continue our education, we could chase our dreams, we could be successful in our life. So that was something where, like, I had, like, I could not ask for money from her that you pay for my education, because already she was fighting a big fight with this patriarchal society to just to go and do a job and give us a, means, live a life with her head high, live a dignified life. So there was so like I always had this pressure on me that I have to do it. Like it was a do or die condition for me. I either I had to crack it or I had to stop my higher education. So
Right.
this was like my mom was my inspiration, the major inspiration. And after like somehow I got selected here and I studied here, and now I think I can, like I can support my family, I can support my younger brother, my younger sister, I can support their education as well. So that's all.
Great. I'm sure your mother is very proud of you, right? And so are your siblings, right?
Yes.
And um, I mean, that's very heartfelt. So I'm still trying to absorb that, Mamoon Rashid. But you made a lot of people proud, and I also am falling short on words. Anyway, let's talk a little bit more about what you saw in the when you came to Ames. How were these 5 years? Right, this is your
Yeah.
fifth final year. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm doing my internship
doing
right
your
now.
internship now. Yeah. So, how were these 5 years when you first came into the medical college, and that too, India's premier medical college, AIMS? What did you think before you came? What were your expectations? And once you came into AIMS, what did you see? And how were these 5 years? If you would like to share that journey also with us.
Yeah, it like here at Ames the life is so like it's again another dream that I was living here. So like I never uh, thought in my life that I can ever go to a place like Ames, Delhi, and they uh, this place is a different world in itself. So everybody has something unique. They all are like there is a rush, no doubt. There is a huge pressure, but there is a like this college gives everyone the chance to achieve whatever they want to. It gives full freedom to do whatever you would like to, and that's where I got. Uh, that is the reason I got enough ample amount of time and opportunity to step out of my campus and do something other than my core academics. Like after coming to Delhi, I realized that there like uh, means when I means just when you step out of Ames, the out of the main gate. So like now after Corona, the situation is somewhat different. But before Corona, if you would visit the entrance, like the main entrance of Ames, there used to be so many people who used to lie there in front of the gate. uh, the you be it winter, be it summer, be it the rainy season, there were people, I mean there were people, they were just lying with the dogs and the cats. The street dogs are also sleeping on the footpath, the people are also sleeping in the footpath. So that scene, I mean that was the scenery that hit me hard. Like that's when I realized that I'm not the only one who is subjected to, who was fighting the same fight with poverty. Like there are thousands and lakhs and crores other people who are fighting the same fight. And I also realized that I was lucky that I got such opportunities. Like I studied in Jawaharlal Navodaya Vidyalaya, and now I am studying in Ames. Like my family never paid a single penny for my education, but not everyone is that lucky. Like not everyone got that opportunity. And I also realized that my entire education was free. It seems like free, but it was not free. Like these are the people who are sleeping outside on the footpath. These are the people who paid taxes everywhere. Like whenever they bought a soap, whenever they bought a toothbrush, whenever they bought a train ticket, they all paid taxes. And On their taxes only, I got my education, I got my food, my everything, my clothes, means each and everything, starting from the shampoo that I used on my hairs to the toothbrush, toothpaste I used, to the clothes I wore, to the shoes and the shoe polish I used. Everything was sponsored by the taxpayers' money, and that's where I realized that though, mm, mm, like, though I cracked the entrance exam, I got the scholarship, but these are the people who paid for my education, my fooding, my lodging, and I need to give them back something. Like, I cannot just uh, chase my dreams. Obviously, I can get many good opportunities. Like, I am in a position where I can go to many foreign universities to become a better professional. But the I decided that I have to give them back. Like, I got so much from this country. I mean, even if I start working now and I work for next 100 years, still I cannot pay what I got from this country. So I feel in debt to each and every citizen of this nation, uh, on whose taxes I got my education, I got everything, I got my life. So that's where I decided that I have to work for these people, for the welfare of these people. And as I have completed my graduation now, I am planning to go study public health so that I can add some value to the living, to the living standard of these people, or to the healthcare facilities that these people are getting today. And to some extent, if I can make it better tomorrow, I will I will be happy.
Mamoon, that's very inspiring. That you think this way, because you're right. Yes, everything that you're saying is factually correct, and you're right. You were blessed. You definitely had to work hard for it, right? No denying that the odds were against you. A lot of personal things also happened, right? Life-wise, fighting that battle against stereotypes, patriarchy, mm, poverty, right, and so many other things. But yet you did it. But a lot of times I've seen, when youngsters, they go through such challenges, such tough times, they start developing this, this victim mindset that the society has wronged me. They
Yeah,
start blaming. They find someone to blame, and once they get, they achieve something, or they get something that they think that they deserve, they start taking it for granted. And once they start taking for granted, they become definitely less humble, less, not many people want to give back. But Amun, I mean, that's why you are such an inspiring person right now, and I'm really privileged to be speaking to you today, because your mindset is completely different. You're grateful, you're blessed. Instead of blaming anyone, the society, or the way the world is, or the way that you weren't. You were saying you're blessed, you're lucky. Where a lot of people may have said that you're not blessed, not unlucky. Why did this happen only to me? Right? A lot of people can think that way. So I love your mindset, and I love the fact that, of course, a lot of people, when they get into medicine, a lot of people get into medicine thinking that they want to make a lot of money also. Is am I wrong?
yeah,
there
yeah.
are there are a lot of people like that. And
Correct.
once they complete their medicine, and unfortunately, I mean, that's my next question also. But my opinion is that even medical medicine and medical, all these hospitals, they become businesses. Be it educational institutes, they have such a high fees. And even the private hospitals, they become, do this test, do that test. They're becoming money making. But you, on the other hand, you even though you did not have that, you could have wanted that, but you're choosing to give back to the society, right? So that's why, Mamun, I mean, that's something that makes you great, your thought and your mindset. So tell me a little bit about the medical situation in India, the medical institute and the hospitals. Tell us.
See, with me, the situation is different. Like I have got so much from this country, so much from each and every citizen of this country. They have given me so much, so I have a big, debt on my head, on my shoulders, and I don't want to die with such a big debt. I so that's why I chose to do something so that I can give back to, so that I can add some value to the citizen of my country, to the life of the life of all the citizens of this country, and that's why I want to study public health, and I want to make the healthcare system, especially the role of government, the especially the government policies that are there, uh, so that I can make them more uh, people friendly, more uh, lower and middle income class friendly. And it's everyone's choice. Like I cannot say that others are wrong. Like, see, I have this attitude, or what I can say, I have this gratitude because I have got like I have got so much from this country. But a student who is paying crores and lakhs of rupees in donation, and lakhs and lakhs of rupees in academic fees, uh, those students have to pay. Either they have taken a loan, or they have taken that money
Right,
from
right,
somewhere, so they have to pay back. They also have a big debt on their shoulder. So I have that debt to the citizen of this country, so I want to pay them back. They have that debt from the banks, so they have to pay the banks back. So everyone has have their own, you know everyone has their own story. So it's not like that I am the only right person and everyone is wrong. Everyone is right on their own stories. Like everyone has their own compulsions, their own, what I can say, majburi. So, and obviously, the only thing that I want to say here is, like, things in two fields. First is the education, and second is the healthcare. These two things should not be privatized. Like, these two things should be government sponsored, because when a student receives education on scholarship, or the education that is government sponsored, that a student has gets a feeling of gratitude, like a feeling that my nation, the citizen of my country, have paid for my education, so I have to give back something to my country. And if students have to pay lakhs and crores of rupees for their education, they will not have this feeling. They will have a, uh target to meet up, that I have taken this much of loan, I will have this much of interest, and I have to give back this much to the bank in such and such time period. So more is the number of government colleges, more is the number of government institutions, more will be good students who will try to give something back to the country. And if we come to the healthcare institutions, so, like, healthcare facility, like I have seen people who, uh, who after paying the expenditures in the hospitals, they went bankrupt. Their financial conditions got so weak that their business got disrupted. So many people, they lost their jobs and all. So healthcare is something that I feel has, like, we need better policies, better government policies. Like we are paying enough taxes in comparison to other countries also. So we are spending very less on health. like very less portion of the GDP is being spent on health. Like if I talk about India right now, we spend around 1.6% of the GDP, while very uh, like countries is who are doing good in the happiness index or hunger index, like countries like Norway, Netherlands, countries like New Zealand, they are spending 8%, 10% of their GDP to health. So th- what happens is, like, people feel that people like apart from nationalism, people feel patriotic because they get from they get education, they get healthcare facilities from their country. They don't feel that my government is looting me, or like I'm being looted in the name of education or healthcare facilities that I'm getting. So this is something that I can say.
You're right. Right. Great. So one more question, Mamun, was that there must have been so many tough times in your life, and of course you've shared a couple of them with us. So in these tough times, or what kept you inspired? What kept you going? What were those thoughts that made you do more, believe in yourself, and keep achieving, keep working hard?
See, uh, I would say that we all need some sense of achievement to continue uh, achieving more. Like, even it can be a very small sense of achievement, like uh, you participated somewhere, you got even you got someone's appreciation, you got some claps, or it can be a prize, it can be anything. That a sense of achievement, a sense of success is very necessary to keep dreaming. Like, as APJ Abdul Kalam sir said, that like dreaming is very important. The first and foremost thing, the most important thing is dreaming. So be it your imagination or be it your dream, like I could do it just because I dreamed of a better school. If I was satisfied with my existing school, I would have been there only today. The only thing that started my journey was dreaming of a better school. I had a dream that I wanted to go to a better school. When I went to a better school, I wanted to go to a better college. And now I am in a better college. I want to do something better for my country. So everything starts with a dream. So first and foremost thing is you must have a dream. And second thing is, there should be very small goals that has to be achieved. If there is no any sense of achievement, you go into depression, you start doubting yourself, you start losing self confidence. And obviously in these in past 3 to 4 years, I worked with so many NGOs. Like, my friend Monica was there. She introduced me to the concept of volunteering. So when I started volunteering with so many NGOs, I got this feeling, which I can say is a joy of giving, like giving something to someone. Like, as Rabindranath Tagore once said, that uh, we should plant trees under whose shade we never plan to sit. So I was getting that feeling when I was doing something with those NGOs. I used to teach the slum kids. We organized health camps for these slum dwellers. We did workshops with the girls and females. We taught them about a good touch, bad touch. I did workshops on digital addictions. So like, during all these things, I got this small sense of achievement. Like, people appreciated, people blessed me. There used to be people who just used to come and they used to put their hands on our head, and they used to pat on our shoulder. These all are the things that kept me going, that kept me uh, devoting more time and energy and pushing myself every day. Every day morning, I used to wake up with a small target that today I have to do this, today I have to uh, reach there, today I have to bring this thing for those people. So there used to be very small targets that I used to fulfill every day, and that sense of achievement. And obviously, at the end of the day, you get an inner satisfaction, like that I was calling the joy of giving. So if I could give something to a kid whom I don't know, and I'm never going to meet him again, but I taught him something. I taught him how to write, how to read. I taught him the digits 1 to 10. So these are something that gives you a happiness that you cannot buy, or you cannot get into any cafe, any club, anywhere else.
You're very right, Mamun. This is exactly what even Jerry sir and the entire Rex started also, which was the joy of giving moment. And I think that was my next question, but you've already answered. Why should someone take up volunteering? And you've defined it and expressed it so beautifully. That you can never buy that kind of happiness that you get, and it is, and the joy is, to the person who gives, right? I
Yes.
think you put it very, very rightly, and thank you so much for sharing those learnings. And I think all the people who are watching us will be really inspired and learning a lot from you, right? So I just have a last couple of things to ask you before we have Jerry sir to come in and share his insights and ask you some thought-provoking questions. So, how did you overcome your fears and anxiety? Because mental health is also, especially now, they say post COVID, and that's what we've also been talking about, that the biggest epidemic and pandemic is not COVID or something, it is mental health. So how did you work on your mental health? And of course you must have also had challenges and low points. How did you deal with that?
uh, like in the very beginning, like in my childhood only, I was taught that our brain is a very good slave but a very bad master. So if we give a chance to our brain to decide, the like it has to be our inner conscience that has to decide, and our brain just has to make that thing feasible. So I never give my brain that space or that much time to overthink or to judge others or to make the things critical or complex. My life is very simple and very sorted. Like, I do whatever I find good. Like, I do whatever I do everything that makes me happy. I do everything that makes someone else happy. I I'm never concerned with this thing happens when the life में up down दोनों phases आते हैं. But uh, what happens is, if you are busy if you are busy in something, uh, we don't feel that much. Like, be there are two types of pain. One is the pain that the world can see, that is the physical, when our physical health is abrupted. So we feel a pain that everyone can see. But there is one more pain that people cannot see, is when our mental health is not well, when there is some problem with the mental health. So that is another pain that nobody can see. So what happens is, be it any kind of pain, if you are busy, if you are doing something, you don't feel the pain, or it it just slashes down to some extent. So volunteering was something that kept me always busy. Like, apart from my core academics, the rest of the time that I got, the free time or the leisure, I can say, I used to work in some NGOs. Like, in past few years, I have worked with more than 10 NGOs, and everywhere I got to learn something. There was something new. Some NGOs were working on women, girls education. Some were working on the menstrual hygiene awareness. some were working on solely on education, some were working on the child trafficking and all. So everywhere there was a new challenge, there was a new set of problems, and everywhere I had to work in a different way. So everything kept me so busy, and I never got that space to overthink or victimize myself, or think that life has not been so much good with me. So it's just keep yourself busy. And uh, one thing is, you get that happiness when you give something to others. Like, instead of craving for something from others, try to give something, and that will work like a medicine.
Right. I think, Mamun, that couldn't have been explained in a better way, and how you linked, very rightly linked mental health, and how volunteering can definitely help a lot in, improving the mental health and giving that right kind of happiness and giving back. Thank you for that, Mamun. So, just a last one or two questions, which are the standard questions that we ask all our youth fellows. First one is, what do you think about our mission, right? At Rex Ideas, which is to discover young champions of change, especially for the youth. And secondly, how was your experience when you had come for the fellowship and the Karmveer Award ceremony at IIT Delhi?
uh, if I talk about the mission, like, to find out the champions of change, Swami Vivekananda once said that give me 100 young minds and I will change the nation. So somewhere I also feel that if means I also feel that if I get 100 young fresh brains, you young people, like, I can also make so many changes in the society. Because what we are what I feel is, more than doing something that makes us happy, we do something that makes the society happy. Like, we be it any religious practice, or be it any educational practice, l- everything is decided that what others will say. So, and that is something that makes the youth very much disappointed. Like, the young brains, they want to do something else, they want to be unique in their own way, but the society is always there, like, be it in the form of parents or relatives or the school or the institutions, they want to make them something else. Because like, they are not wrong, they want them to be more stable, they want them to earn good, they want them to be to have a safe career. But like, I'm also a, career coach, and I have counseled so many students till now. And what I have experienced is, every student or every young brain is unique. They have something unique, they want to do something of their own, they want to have this feeling of creating something of their own. But they don't get that space, they don't get that time in the rush of the means already set standards, that by this age you must graduate, by this age you must get married, by this age you must have a car, have a home, have, that means there are standards that has been set by somebody else, and nobody knows who that person is. But this is something that creates a pressure on the youth. So that is something very good with the that Rex Ideas is giving a platform to the Rex Ideas is giving a platform to the youth to do something that they love to do, that they wish to do, or that they dream to do. And that is a very unique and very important thing. very important, what I can say, very important issue that is being addressed by Rex Ideas, that champions of change, like each and every individual has this potential. They has they have the potential to bring a change. They all want to be the champions of change, but you know the everyone has their own challenges in life. Somebody get that opportunity, somebody get that get a mentor, get a good guidance, so they make it. And other people, they don't get a good mentor, they don't get a good platform, they don't get the opportunity, don't get the information on time, so they just don't make it in life. But each and every person has the potential to do it. And that's why I'd like to thank, like, you, Jerry sir, Itu ma'am, you all are giving that platform to people. You are giving that information, you are giving that opportunity to people to do what they love, to achieve something unique that they want to.
Thank you, Maman. And I mean, you put it in such a, it's very heartfelt. You feel it from your heart and you're really saying it. So means a lot to us. Thank you. And we're really happy that, we've found you, right? And you're such an inspiring fellow. And I'm sure your life is a message and you will inspire so many other young champions of change. So last two questions is, first one is, what is your message to all the parents of these young people? And finally, the second question is, last question, which is, what is your message to all the future fellows and these youngsters who are listening to you right now?
My message to the parents, my message to the parents is, you don't own your child. Your child is like, they must get the opportunity to decide for themselves. You please don't think that you own your child. You are there to decide that whom to marry, whom to, where to study, what to study, and what to practice, what not to practice, what to believe, what not to believe. um, Let them do it for themselves. Like, even if they fail in their life, they will be blaming themselves but not you. But and obviously they, like, everybody may not become a very uh, good or very successful, like, everybody may not become an IAS officer or an IPS officer or some CA or some doctor or some engineer, but everybody will become something that will make them live a life of satisfaction. Like, they will have satisfaction in their life, they will live a good life. So that is what I want to say to the parents, that uh, let your children breathe. uh, Giving protection is necessary. Like, whenever we plant a tree, we must give protection so that some cow or goat should not come and eat it. But the protection should not be too much that the plant don't get enough sunlight or enough air to grow. So that is something that I wanted to
You
tell
put
to
it
the
really,
parents.
really well with that example. Thank you so much, Mamun. And what about the message to the youngsters, future fellows?
Message to the youngsters is, uh, what I have, like, I am always in interaction with the youngsters, I always in interaction with my juniors and all. So what I have felt is, uh, nowadays the youngsters have stopped, like, have reduced, I'm not saying stop, but have reduced reading. And so that is what is leading to less, like, one of our teacher, my one of my teacher used to say that, which is the strongest nation in the world? It's not the US or Russia or China or India. The strongest nation in the world is imagination. So when we read, we our brain develops, our imagination develops, our imagination power develops. So I want to suggest the future fellows that read something that is not of your syllabus, that is not under your curriculum, under your course curriculum. uh, Read something that is totally irrelevant to your career, totally irrelevant to your education, so that you can discover there are other worlds that you don't even have any idea about. Like I was here in Ames. I went to the like I was selected for fellowship in Yes Foundation. And when I went there, I discovered that there is a whole world of like I discovered about NGOs, how the NGOs function, how the uh, corporate social responsibility, the CSR programs work. Like this was a whole new world that I got introduced to. I had no any idea about it. I had always been in the hospital setup, in the diseases and among the patients. I had no idea about it. So what, like, don't put barriers, like uh, your thinking should not be limited, that this is my area. You should, your field should be broad. There should be no limitation, and that is called imagination. So don't put barriers on yourself. Like, you should be breaking your own barriers every day. So for that, read, and read a lot. Because what I have seen in the past 2 to 3 years is like a lot of fake news, a lot of fake information, misinformation. Youth are being misguided. That is because we are not well read, we are not well informed. Like the youth is more on Facebook rather than the real books. So rather than being on some platform that is like Facebook, Instagram, I'm not saying they are bad platform. They are very good platform. We can learn so many things from there also. But first of all, we should have good set of informations. We should be well read, well informed, so that somebody else cannot mold our thinking. Somebody else cannot use our emotions. Somebody else cannot instigate us to do something that we don't want to do. So that's what I want to say to our future fellows, that be well informed.
Thank you so much, Mamoon. That was a lovely message. Now, on that note, I'd like to call upon Jerry sir to share his insights and to ask you some thought-provoking questions. It was lovely interacting with you and all the answers you've. So over to Jerry sir now.
Namaste and assalamu alaikum once again,
Namaste,
Mamun
sir.
Bhai.
Walaikum assalam.
Right. So you are going to be a public health professional
Yes, sir.
and you're going to work on public health prevention.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Prevention is always better
Because
than cure.
prevention is better than cure. And I understand it because I was part of the founding team at the Public Health Foundation of India. And unfortunately, most people don't understand what public health is.
Yes, sir.
And therein lies the problem of education. The problem of education is that education puts you in a trap, puts you in a box, it puts you in a kind of an abyss where it becomes very difficult for people to get out of there. It puts you in an abyss because it thinks that, it makes you think that your percentage, your certificate, your degree is everything. And then with that experience, you feel that you're entitled to become a doctor, engineer, IAS officer. It's a trap. We call it the E3 entrapment in our Mojo Inspirator life leadership and learning to learn lessons. And I've shown you the entire frame and the framework of how we have created that lesson. But that said, I like your thoughts. And one of the things which you had spoken to me about, which you had put in the influencers group, which you're a part of, when I had shared about what a work ethic is about this young uh, municipal or janitor or
Yes, sir.
sweeper who was you know praying and worshipping
Yes,
his
sir.
his
The
uh,
workstation.
his tools,
Yeah.
which was basically his brooms
Yes,
and
sir.
his cleaning implements. And I'll just open that post, and I had said that this is a work ethic, because this is who we need to learn from. Because most people don't worship their work. Forget worship; they don't even like their jobs. They hate their jobs, right? They just come to the job because it pays the bills,
Right.
and then they end that routine. Wake up, have some breakfast, take the bus, drive the car, get to work, reach office, punch the card, do some gupshup, chai, little more work, some gupshup, lunch, little more work, some gupshup, chai again, little more work, and then wait for the clock to strike 5:30. Come home after a drive, have a shower. Maybe they miss the shower also. Now watch some IPL, watch some
Right.
Netflix, है ना?
Right, sir.
Dinner, have dinner, watch some more Netflix. Maybe if they are married, then do something else, whatever. You understand?
So,
Recreation, recreation है procreation, है ना?
right, sir.
आबादी आबादी बढ़ाओ, पॉपुलेशन बढ़ाना होता है ना? And then sleep again, then wake up,
And then again
repeat.
repeat.
So between two punches and a lunch, like I always tell them, they are crunched. This is their
Right, sir.
life. बस यही है, और कुछ नहीं. और ये अपने बच्चों को क्या सिखाएंगे, वैसे बनाएंगे.
Yeah.
इट्स अ विशियस साइकिल. एंड लाइक यू सेड, अब सभी को जिंदगी जीनी है, मतलब जिंदगी बोझ है, क्योंकि जिंदगी का फलसफा, जिंदगी का जो एक ऊर्जा है, वो उनको समझ में आई ही नहीं कभी. ये बस पैसे के दीवाने, थोड़ा मतलब पार्टी करो, बड़ी गाड़ी चलाओ, उसके दीवाने हैं बस, और कुछ है नहीं. खुद को कभी टटोले नहीं है. आप समझे मेरी बात? हिंदी ठीक बोल रहा हूं मैं?
Yes.
खुद के जिंदगी को, खुद के जिंदगी को, खुद के मतलब होने को कभी टटोले ही नहीं. कौन है यही नहीं जानते हम लोग. बस वही है, रूटीन. दे आर लाइक वॉकिंग डेड. दे आर
Kind of.
दे आर अलाइव. बस वो
Yeah.
जॉम्बी मूवीज दिखते हैं ना,
हाँ.
बस थोड़ा मतलब वो वैसे चलते नहीं है, थोड़ा ठीक ठाक चलते हैं, अच्छा कपड़े वपड़े पहनते हैं, बट
A particular
दिमाग
program is
वैसे
fit here and repeating the same
दिमाग
program
वैसे ही
every
है.
day.
हाँ, दिमाग वैसे. दे हैव नो लाइफ. फ्रैंकली दे हैव नो लाइफ. दे आर स्लेव्स, गुलाम है. गुलाम इसलिए नहीं है क्योंकि इनको मतलब कॉर्पोरेट ने गुलाम बनाया, नहीं. गुलाम इसलिए है क्योंकि इनको कभी समझ में नहीं आया कि इनको क्या चाहिए लाइफ में, और इनको क्या करना है. एंड दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ अ बैड एजुकेशन सिस्टम, बैड पेरेंट्स, average parents. They have not taught them to become superheroes. Those people whose stories we tell in our karma kari books, these are superheroes. अब मामून आगे चल के सुपर हीरो बन सकता है, बिकॉज मामून कैन डू समथिंग टू स्टॉप एन एंटायर पैंडेमिक, है ना? आप
Thank you, sir.
मेंटल हेल्थ के बारे में बात किए, तो यू कैन डू समथिंग इन दैट स्पेस, बिकॉज पीपल डोंट इवन अंडरस्टैंड द स्पेस.
Yes, sir.
Educated people don't. So what is that education then if they don't understand that space? And then they go like, in some Sadguru ashram. So if they are educated, why are they attending Sadguru's क्या बोलते हैं उसे, sabha? There is some problem. That is not the tuning of an educated person. If you're educated, you're a scientist, you're a doctor. You should be worshipping science, not worshipping some mumbo jumbo superstitious nonsense. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
हाँ जी. अब आप मेडिकल फील्ड से हो, कभी सांप पकड़ा है अपने हाथ में? सांप, कोबरा
नहीं, sir.
नहीं पकड़ा है. कभी आपकी मुलाकात हुई है सांप से?
हाँ.
बोला वही है। सांप देखोगे तो क्या करोगे आप?
जस्ट भागूंगा वहां से।
भागोगे। क्यों क्यों भागोगे? क्योंकि हमें मतलब पढ़ाया गया है कि सांप खतरा है
हाँ।
ना। कोबरा कोबरा देखोगे तो मतलब लोगों की तो पैंट गीली हो जाती है। आप समझे मेरी बात?
यस सर।
कि सांप जो है कोबरा है, कोबरा इज अ वेरी डेंजरस एनिमल, एंड द कोबरा इफ ही बाइट्स यू ही विल किल यू। ये सुनो, ये हमें
यस सर।
सिखाया जाता है। ये बचपन से मतलब हमारे जहन में डाला जाता है। एंड देन वी कम फ्रॉम अ कंट्री वे ऑन वन साइड वी वर्शिप स्नेक्स बिकॉज शिव जी के गले में वो कोबरा है ना।
यस सर।
और फिर उसी शिव जी को आदि योगी बना दिया, है ना। अब वो कोबरा तो है, फिर उसी कोबरा कोबरा को नागिन मूवी में डाल दिया, इच्छाधारी नाग बन के, मतलब इच्छा। और लोग मानते भी हैं कि इच्छाधारी नाग होते भी हैं। इच्छाधारी नाग
लोग
क्या?
बहुत कुछ मानते हैं। लोग
बहुत बहुत कुछ
लोग इच्छाधारी नाग पे तो बिलीव करते हैं, बट लोग ये नहीं बिलीव, मतलब मेंस्ट्रुअल हाइजीन, उसके बाद
वो तो
मेंटल
यार,
हेल्थ,
यू आर गोइंग अबाउ
जो
माय। मैं मैं
जो
मैं
एक्चुअली एग्जिस्ट करते हैं उन पे कोई विश्वास नहीं करता।
अगर आप दोनों शब्द को साथ में बोलोगे कि मेंस्ट्रुअल एंड मेंटल हेल्थ को साथ में बोलोगे, तो नेक्स्ट टाइम एनी वुमन हैज अ मेंस्ट्रुएशन पीपल विल स्टार्ट थिंकिंग दैट शी इज मेंटल। ऐसे मत करो, लोगों को समझ में नहीं आएगा। नहीं नहीं,
यस सर।
उतना भी डोंट डोंट ओवर एस्टिमेट पीपल्स इंटेलिजेंस, है ना। तो मेंस्ट्रुअल मींस डर्टी, नापाक बोलते हैं ना, नापाक। मुसलमानों में बोलते हैं नापाक, है ना। हिंदुओं में बोलते हैं मतलब इस टाइम पे किचन में मत आओ। इसके वजह से तो रिप्रोडक्शन होता है। आप क्या किसको नापाक बोल रहे हो आप?
दैट इज व्हाट सर,
दैट इज
मिस
व्हाट।
इन्फॉर्म पीपल।
अब ये जो ये जो गुरु है, इन्होंने कहा कि मंदिर का जो सैंक्टम सैंक्टोरम है, आप
हाँ।
समझते हो सैंक्टम सैंक्टोरम, जहां पे मतलब मूर्ति रखी जाती है।
यस सर।
जब ये पूरा मतलब कांड हो रहा था केरला में, कि द women were trying to protest that we will enter the temple, है ना, equal
यस
rights.
सर।
For many years they have been told not to enter the temple. So first Mr. Sadguru, like I call him Sadguru, said, Sadguru का भी काफी VIP culture होता है ना। And I will come back to that VIP thought later. So he said, in olden days, if women were not allowed to come in the temples because if they were menstruating, then wild animals would have attacked them. मतलब पूरा साइंस है, दिस इज साइंटिफिक, है ना। क्योंकि दे आर ब्लीडिंग तो द एनिमल विल स्मेल ब्लड एंड इट विल कम
ओह।
आउट। सैनिटरी पैड नहीं थे ना उस टाइम पे, है ना। तो मतलब सदगुरु इज लाइक री-इनकार्नेशन ऑफ शिवा ना, सो यू नोज, है ना। तो उसके बाद उस बारे में उसको मतलब काफी ट्रोल्स ने, मतलब काफी लोगों ने मतलब ट्रोल किया कि तुम क्या मतलब अनाप शनाप बके जा रहे हो, कहाँ के एनलाइटेंड हो आप। तो उसके बाद ही चेंज्ड कि द सैंक्टम सैंक्टोरम ऑफ द टेम्पल इज सो स्ट्रॉन्ग that the woman won't be able to stand the pressure. वाह भैया।
प्रेशर।
तब उसका जो एनर्जी है, that she cannot withstand,
ओके।
but man can withstand. वाह भैया। तो फिर now to substantiate that he said, in my temples, which temples he has built after stealing people's land, है ना,
ओके।
you know that he's stolen many people's
या
land
या।
also.
हाँ।
Then he says that in my temples, in some places even men cannot enter until and unless they do special puja. अब वो special puja करने के लिए पैसे लगते हैं ना, तो मतलब he's trying to sell. तो so what this idiot has forgotten is that it is not the man who gives birth to a child, it is the woman who gives birth to a child, which I think is
राइट।
the most painful process in the world.
यस।
Yes or no?
यस।
If the woman can bear that pain, तुम्हारा sanctum sanctorum खाक है, मैन मेड नॉनसेंस है कि नहीं। कैसे
ऑब्वियसली।
समझाए, कैसे समझाए। अब जो मूर्ख जाते हैं ना गुरमीत के पास या आसाराम बापू के पास, उनको तो मैं माफ कर देता हूँ कि मूर्ख हैं, क्योंकि इनको मतलब पढ़ाई लिखाई नहीं है। पर जब लोग जो कॉलेज गए, एम्स गए, आईआईटी गए, आईआईएम गए, हार्वर्ड गए, जॉर्ज टाउन गए, ये लोग ऐसा करते हैं तो मतलब बड़ा मतलब दुख होता है। एक दुख भी होता है और एक गुस्सा भी होता है कि क्यों इनके ऊपर मतलब पैसे लगाए हैं एजुकेशन, क्योंकि पूरे एजुकेशन के हम गोवा में बोलते हैं शिंकॉन ब्रूथ, मींस ऑल आफ्टर ऑल योर एजुकेशन इज स्टिल अ इडियट, व्हाई? So therein lies the problem. Now you're saying give education free. I also agree with you that give education free. But I've also seen that when you get things free, people don't value it. So then you give subsidized education, like what you get at AIMS, what you get at IIT, what you get at IIM. But we as Indians have become such big scoundrels that we take that taxpayer subsidized education and then go and sell soap for Hindustan Lever, or sell some computers for HP, or do
Yes.
some data analysis for some Accenture. And then we look to go abroad and nothing to give back to the country. तो ये भी करना चाहिए कि एजुकेशन फ्री दो, बट एटलीस्ट आस्क देम टू सर्व द कंट्री फॉर 4 to 5 years. अब
Obviously.
ये मैंने किया पब्लिक हेल्थ फाउंडेशन में। फर्स्ट बैच निकल गया, कोई वापस नहीं आया। सेकंड बैच में मैंने कहा कि भाई साहब आपके जो पैसे हैं वो हम तब भरेंगे जब आप आके एटलीस्ट 5 साल के लिए काम करोगे। तो आई बिकेम एनिमी नंबर 1 कि इन्होंने तो पूरा बिगाड़ दिया हमारा। क्यों भाई? पब्लिक प्राइवेट पार्टनरशिप है ना, कोई बाप की जागीर नहीं है आपकी या मेरे बाप की, है कि नहीं?
Yes.
कि आप मतलब यहाँ से एजुकेशन मुफ्त में लो और फिर वहां जाके मतलब जॉन्स हॉपकिंस में या किसी बड़े हॉस्पिटल में या फार्मा कंपनी में काम करो। नहीं नहीं, आके यहाँ पे थोड़ा काम करो तभी हम पैसे भरेंगे, नहीं तो नहीं भरेंगे, नहीं तो योर मॉम एंड डैड हैज टू पे। तो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से इज दैट वी हैव टू हैव सम रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी। वो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ना ही तो स्कूल में पढ़ाई जा रही है, ना ही तो घर में पढ़ाई जा रही है। अब आप जैसे बहुत ही कम होते हैं मामून जी जो ये सोचते हैं कि हमारा एक ऋण ऋण है, समाज का ऋण है। यू यूज द वर्ड डेट, आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग इन हिंदी फॉर ऑल माय फ्रेंड्स हु आर वेरी एजुकेटेड पीपल कि एक ऋण है आपके ऊपर। अगर आप इस दुनिया से सांस लेते हो तो हर सांस में आपका ऋण है कि नहीं?
Yes, sir.
पुरानी नेटिव अमेरिकन कहावत है कि सर्विस इज द रेंट वी पे टू ऑक्यूपाई आर स्पेस ऑन अर्थ। तो जब आप सर्विस करते हो, कोई मतलब सेल्फलेस काम या ये मतलब अवार्ड के लिए काम मत करो। ये आपका रेंट है, ये ऋण है, क्योंकि आप ले रहे हो ना रिसोर्स अर्थ से, तो रिसोर्स को रिप्लेनिश भी करो। वही तो इंसानी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है। पर हम लगे हुए हैं वीआईपी बनने में, क्योंकि हमें तो वीआईपी बनने में अच्छा लगता
Yes,
है कि
sir.
नहीं? है ना? एंड वी ऑल लाइक टू थिंक वी आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पीपल, पावरफुल पीपल। आई सेड कहाँ, घर में बैठे हुए हो, घर से निकल नहीं सकते हो। एक छोटे से वायरस ने तुम्हें दिखा दिया दैट यू आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पीपल, नॉट इंपॉर्टेंट पीपल।
Yes, sir.
इंपॉर्टेंट जानते हो, नापुंसक,
Yes, sir.
है ना? और फिर भी पूरे मतलब पावरफुल लिस्ट में आ रहे हैं लोग, मोस्ट इन्फ्लुएंशियल लिस्ट ऑफ टाइम मैगजीन। अरे यार, सीखे नहीं। 9 महीने हो गए, 9 महीने में बच्चा पैदा होता है, 9 महीने हो गए लॉकडाउन में, फिर भी सीखे नहीं। इतना मूर्ख है इंसान, अब क्या बताऊं आपको मैं।
Still, the priorities are different. Like, still, people have not discovered that what should be the priority.
That is what I'm saying, because they don't want to. So that's exactly, so that when I posted this picture of this young man, I don't know his name, I just saw the picture somewhere and I got very impressed by him कि वो मतलब एक, you can see over here of
Yes,
the
sir.
of the जो बिन होता है जिसमें
Yes,
हम
sir.
अपना राख ऐसे बंद करके जाते हैं, क्योंकि हम तो मतलब इत्र लगा के जाते हैं ना।
Yes, sir.
तो वो उस वेस्ट बिन का पूजा कर रहा है। इनसे कितना सीख है। दिस इज लीडरशिप कि ये हमारा काम है, ये हमारा रोजी रोटी है, ये हमारा लाइवलीहुड है, तो इसका हम आदर करें,
Yes, sir.
इसका हम मतलब इसका इसको वर्शिप करें, ना ही कि ये कि कहीं जाके मतलब किसी मूर्ति को वर्शिप करो, क्योंकि इससे हमारा घर चलता है, इससे हमारा पेट भरता है ना। ये
Yes,
बहुत
sir.
कम मिलेंगे आपको, कॉर्पोरेट दुनिया में तो है ही नहीं। उनको देखो आप, मतलब टेबल इतना अनटाइडी रहेगा उनका, वर्क इज, ये तो ये बंदा देखो, गार्बेज बिन को क्लीनली रख दिया है इन्होंने, और आप ऑफिस में जाओ, लोगों के टेबल इतने मतलब मेस्ड अप और अनटाइडी मिलेंगे आपको, क्योंकि वो उनका उतना मतलब ध्यान नहीं है उसमें, वो काम कर रहे हैं, क्यों? पगार के लिए, क्योंकि बिल भरने हैं, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल, एयरटेल बिल, ईएमआई भरना है, और इसी की वजह से तो एजुकेशन किए इन लोग, तो वो है। So that is the problem. And then the second thing you said is VIP culture is the problem. But it's not only the VIP culture which is the problem. The parenting is the problem.
Yes, sir.
Parents have
Children,
parents have reduced education to a career and a nice lifestyle. अब अब आप डॉक्टर को ये नहीं सिखाए कि डॉक्टर का रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी क्या है। डॉक्टर को ये सिखाए कि व्हाइट कोट पहन के लोगों को कैंची से कैसे काटो, सर्जरी के लिए नहीं, उनके बटवे कैसे काटो। आपको मिलेंगे, आप जाओ मेदांता, फोर्टिस, तो सब बटवे काटने वाले डॉक्टर मिलेंगे। मैं तो उनके साथ बैठू नहीं, डर लगता है जाने को, राइट। आई विल ट्रस्ट माई बार्बर बट नॉट द डॉक्टर। आई एम बीइंग वेरी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड विथ यू।
I can understand, sir.
हाँ, बार्बर मालूम है कि आई डोंट हैव टू चेक, ब्लेड बदली करेगा, उतना विश्वास है। डॉक्टर के साथ बड़ा डर लगता है। मैं पूछता हूँ, सिरिंज खोला, मेरे सामने खोलो, मैं बोलता हूँ, सीधे बोलता हूँ डॉक्टर को कि विश्वास नहीं है आप लोगों के ऊपर मुझे। So around 10 years ago, I had led this entire movement to start something called patient advocacy. Nobody in the medical fraternity liked it. That's why in India, I don't have patient advocacy as yet.
Nobody will like it.
पूरा campaign तैयार किया था. A medical consulting firm wanted me to be on the advisory board. Then when they saw my thoughts, they got scared. They never came back to me. It's an international firm, because they wanted me to be on the advisory board thinking I will teach doctors how to do billing, because that's what they teach doctors, how to do billing. They don't teach them healthcare. Here I am talking about patient advocacy and hardcore की, मतलब हर पेशेंट को मतलब ये सिखाना चाहिए, चाहे वो गरीब हो या अमीर हो, डॉक्टर को पूछो क्या दे रहे हो हमें,
Right.
और क्यों दे रहे हो। डॉक्टर को पूछना जरूरी है, यह आपका हक है। डॉक्टर आपके लिए नहीं, डॉक्टर आपका धनी नहीं है, भगवान नहीं है आपका। डॉक्टर इज योर servant. He has to serve you. We have to not forget that. We treat doctors again like gods. VIP culture,
VIP
idol
culture.
worship. ये यूएस में देखो आप, patient advocacy is very strong.
Yes, sir.
Europe में it is very strong. They will ask you, what are you giving me, and the doctor won't feel offended. Your doctors will also feel offended. Then they might do something else to you. और वैसे भी करते हैं कि अगर आपको ये टेस्ट की जरूरत भी नहीं है तो वो भी टेस्ट कराएंगे आपको, क्योंकि बिलिंग बढ़ाना है भाई साहब। अब फीडबैक वेंचर्स ने बिलिंग सिखाया। फीडबैक वेंचर्स करके एजेंसी है, वो डॉक्टर्स को सिर्फ बिलिंग सिखाती है, हेल्थ केयर नहीं सिखाती, बिलिंग सिखा, हाउ टू डू बिलिंग। कि यू विल गो एंड स्टैंड इन दैट रूम फॉर 10 minutes एंड देन यू विल ऐड 1,000 रुपीज फॉर विजिट। आप जाओ को किसी हॉस्पिटल में, ऐसे ऐसे डॉक्टर साथ, 3-4 डॉक्टर साथ में मिलके आएंगे, न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट ये, अरे क्यों भाई, मैं यहाँ पे दाल चावल खा रहा हूँ, कहाँ से न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट, क्यों? और रोज रोज क्यों आ रहा है दाल चावल खिलाने के लिए मुझे। और ये पेशेंट सोचता नहीं है, पेशेंट बेचारा वहां पे मतलब बेजार पड़ा हुआ है, बीमार पड़ा हुआ है। परिवार का भी मतलब सोचने का जो शक्ति है वो मतलब कम हुआ है, क्योंकि टेंशन है, स्ट्रेस है। तो दे हैव टेकिंग एडवांटेज ऑफ पीपल। नाउ दिस हैज टू स्टॉप, दिस इज नॉट अ गुड कल्चर।
Obviously not, sir. लोगों की जिंदगी बर्बाद हो जाती है। लोग अपना घर, जमीन, जायदाद सब बेचकर बिल भरते हैं। मैंने मतलब मेरे आंखों के सामने हुए हैं ऐसे बहुत सारे केसेस। दे हैव गॉन बैंकक्रप्ट, उनके मतलब सब कुछ बर्बाद हो गया एक इंसान का जान बचाते बचाते।
So that therein lies the problem, and That's it, yeah. So I will say that, we it's a long haul. I also have faith. That's why we started Karmavir Awards. I also have hope. Sometimes it's like a losing battle, है ना?
Yes, sir.
कि कितनों कितनों को सुधारेंगे यार, मतलब लोग सुधरने का नाम ही नहीं लेते हैं। फिर वो एक छोटी सी कहानी याद आ जाती है कि एक बंदा बीच पे चले जा रहा था, और जैसे चल रहा था बीच पे, तो he was picking this fish, starfish which were washed ashore, and putting them back in the sea. He was putting 10 in the sea with every step. The sea was washing hundreds back onto the shore.
Sure.
आगे मतलब एक hot shot dude standing with his cigar, enjoying his beer, was standing there and said, "Hey, old timer, what are you doing? You are putting 10 back. The sea is bringing 100 back. So don't waste your time." So the old timer looked at him and said, "Enjoy your beer. Let me do what I have to do. But why are you wasting your time?" He said, "No, I'm not wasting my time. At least I'm saving 10. So I'll save who I can. You enjoy your beer. It's okay." तो वो एक कहानी याद आ जाती है कि लगे रहो, जितना
हाँ,
हो सके अपना अपना काम करो, दूसरों को मतलब देखने से कुछ फायदा नहीं है ना? तो that is the basic idea. Now that said, we had decided that we will announce the awards. So the awards are going to be named after Bhagat Singh for the Rex Karmavir Global Youth Fellows, uh, for all the cohorts every year. Every year we will have three awards for male category, which will be called the Bhagat Singh Award to to champion change in our world, and the female category will be called the Begum Rokeya Sakhawat Hussain Award for the female category, for women, three girls who are championing change, and
great.
named after her because Rokeya Sakhawat Hussain was widely known around the world for women liberation in the Asian space, and has been a freedom fighter who led many freedom struggles. And we wanted to create that balance. Bhagat Singh is there. We have Dr. Varghese Kurian, and now we have Begum Rokeya Hussain, and of course, one we have to create in Dr. APJ Kalam's name also. So let's announce all those on the 26th of November, and you will be one of our fellows from the Rex Karmavir Global Youth Fellows from the 2019 cohort. So you will be one, and there will be two more, and we'll have three other young girl students who are our fellows to be nominated for the Bhagat Singh and the Begum Rokeya Awards, which we will give out on the 26th of November. So
Thank you,
thank you so
sir.
much, Mamunji. And yes, I remember you sent me a message. Let things open up, then I will connect you with Srinath Reddy. है ना? Because
Sure, sir.
right now they're all working in limbo, and I don't want to send something to them which gets lost in translation and forgotten. Because favor
Yes, sir.
एक बार मांगना चाहिए, और तब मांगना चाहिए जब मतलब काम हो जाए। बार बार मांगने में मजा नहीं है ना? तो मेरे
Yes, sir.
जहन में है, बट थैंक यू फॉर द रिमाइंडर एनी विच वे। एंड वंस थिंग्स मतलब ये अब कोविड तो खत्म नहीं होगा, बट जैसे मतलब थोड़ा थोड़ा मतलब कुछ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आ जाए लोगों में कि मतलब इतना इरिस्पॉन्सिबल भी नहीं होना है कि मतलब ऐसे बाहर जाएं, तब थोड़ा मैं भेज दूंगा। पर आपका जो रेज्यूमे वगैरह है मुझे आप ईमेल कर दीजिए।
Sure, sir.
ऑलराइट, माय ईमेल आईडी निशांत कैन शेयर विद यू। ठीक है?
Sure, sir.
सो नमस्ते,
Thank you, sir.
Assalamu
Thank you
alaikum
so
once
much.
again. And like I had said before, also do give my regards to your mum. And she's worked very hard, and I'm very happy to hear about her struggle and her fight to fight against patriarchy, to fight against male chauvinism, and make her own path. I'm very
Her
happy.
fight, her struggle was way more bigger than me. My
Absolutely,
struggle is nothing in front of her.
absolutely. I come from a similar humble background, especially after my father died. and I can completely
Wow.
empathize with the story. I don't talk too much about it because लोगों को खुद की कहानी में मतलब सुनाना, मैं उसे मतलब पब्लिक टॉक नहीं मानता. कभी कभी मतलब
Yes.
when I get a little emotional, then I talk about it. But otherwise, every person who teaches public speaking and leadership talks only about themselves. This is my story. वो भी मतलब that is also not important कि हर कहीं पे मतलब खुद का मतलब खुद खुद को मीटू बनाओ, तो वो भी प्रॉब्लम है. फिर
Yes,
मीटू मीटू में आ जाएंगे, मीटू. तो नमस्ते,
yes, sir.
चेतन भगत की तरह. ठीक है. थैंक यू एंड हैव अ गुड टाइम एंड हैव अ
Thank
ग्रेट
you,
इवनिंग.
sir. Thank
बाय
you
बाय.
so much.
Thank you, everyone.
All the
Thank you,
best.
Mamoon Rashid. Very inspiring.
Thank you.
Keep continuing on the same path. Thank you.
Thank you. See you.
Thank you.
So those are our two awards. Noted down: Begum
Yes.
Rokeya and Bhagat Singh Awards. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.